By the way, real quick, since he brought up the King fans.
What's that?
I'm not going to disrespect them and call them Queens, but you know what?
Well,
KC talked about the dental office, going to the dental office. And I told him what was going to go down. You're getting teeth pulled. You're going to need Novocaine. You're going to have to get your root canal. And you're not winning a game inside of Chase Center. It just is what it is. They're 13-1 now, all time in Chase Center. All right? And the one loss was catastrophic anyway. You should have beat the Celtics at 5, but you didn't. It's all good.
that was one of the worst fourth quarters they've had in the last couple of years.
Until last night.
Hey, they won. They won. They didn't win that one. They won this one.
Last night, man. Draymond Green. Oh, man. Let's hear from Day-Day.
Hey,
Let's hear from Day-Day.
Is he the headliner coming out of that game?
It feels like it.
Because I got the notification on my phone. I was so sore I could barely move in the morning.
Were you shocked when you got the alert
I did.
that
The Shams Charania, hey, he's going to come off the bench. And I'm thinking to myself, all right. The Warriors, they're trying to get JP going here. Like, I was excited.
Well, Draymond was asked after the game whether or not it was hard to come off the bench.
No, when I watch basketball, I'm studying, and I studied the game. I saw what was working, and we won, so I'm a firm believer in if something isn't broke, you don't fix it. Our offense was rolling. We played good defensively, really good defensively, so I didn't want to come back and just shake things up because I'm back. Like, that's not right. Jordan went out there. He played well. We played well. He earned it. Our team earned that. There's a lot of guys who, 11 years in, you start to feel a sense of entitlement. Like that spot's yours and starting is yours. And I never want to reach that point in my career where I feel entitled to something. Those guys don't fare well in the end. So just wanted to do what I thought was best for this team, and it was good for us.
And then he asked, here's another clip of when Steve Kerr called him to ask him how you feel coming off the bench.
Yeah, he called me Saturday, and we were just talking about it, and he was asking me, like, yo, what are your thoughts? Like, this is why we wouldn't do it, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, this is why we should do it, X, Y, and Z. One of his words was like, but how are you going to feel coming off the bench? You have not come off the bench in 9 years in the playoffs. How are you going to feel? Who fucking cares? Like, who cares how I feel? If I must answer the question for you, I'm fine. I'll be ready to go when it's time for me to go in, but it doesn't matter how I feel. I think the right thing to do would be to start the game the exact way we started game 3. Don't matter how I feel. I can appreciate that, the courtesy, the respect, but who cares? It's about winning basketball games at this time of year. Whether you come off the bench, whether you start, whether you play 2 minutes or 40, winning the game is the most important thing. So those were some of the conversations we had, but I was definitely all for it.
I'm really happy that he's accepting this particular role. And obviously, you're telling me that his minute allocation, in terms of the overall minutes, not the way that they're spread out, but the overall minutes is going to be about what it is normal game, right?
Yeah. He played 31 minutes yesterday.
And is that about what he's been averaging?
Maybe about 33, 34, maybe a little bit more.
I thought he was more fresh down the stretch, though.
He was.
You saw the defense, whether it was out on the perimeter, whether it was at the rim. Like, you saw a better, and he had a couple of really nice pocket passes as well in the key to Kevon Looney, especially in that third quarter. You got a better version of JP. I felt like you got a better down the stretch defensive version of Draymond Green. Right. I like it. I think you stick with it for the time being. And maybe a game, 2 games from now, it doesn't, hold serve. But for right now, stick with it.
It's not so much about Draymond coming off the bench for me. It's more so about just having one big out there.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
Sacramento's playing with one big.
But Looney's also playing really well right now.
He's playing well. Exactly. He is playing well. But it's just the one big. And I don't care if it's Draymond or Looney starting. I really don't give a damn, to be honest with you. Full disclosure, I don't care who starts. More so just about having one big. Because, yes, you can play the 2 bigs together, and they did that to start the third quarter. I thought they got off to a good start in the third quarter.
I feel like you got to pick and choose that.
You can't play it for long stretches. You can't do it for 10 to 15 minutes. I thought the one big lineup, when you consider what Sacramento's doing with Sabonis and Barnes and Keegan and Monk, and sometimes they got the 3-guard lineup with Davion Mitchell, Malik Monk, and De'Aaron Fox, which has been deadly for the Sacramento Kings. So Davion Mitchell, look, I apologize. He's playing his ass off.
He's hitting threes. He had a sick layup.
I mean,
I think a lot of people were losing their minds because he got the and one on Curry, and then Curry came down, and to me it was identical contact, and Curry doesn't get the and one.
No doubt. No, he doesn't. But, I'm going to pull my Mike Snow here. Raider debater.
What's that?
Davion was a minus 15. So I think Curry's starting to figure him out defensively. He's starting to run him racket, Davion Mitchell.
I still think he's doing a pretty noble job on Curry.
He's doing a good job.
I mean, I don't know what the minus plus to me when I watch him. I feel like he's a dog out there. He's a stud.
He's a dog.
I like him.
Curry still shot 50% yesterday, made 5 threes.
But he's Curry.
He 32-5.
I mean, the all-time greats.
32-5-4. I mean,
I know.
He's figured him out. So the whole Curry stopper, he's got Curry locked up. The memes about Davion Mitchell being the daddy of Steph Curry and Seth Curry, you could rip those memes up. Can we stop doing that? We could rip those memes up.
But can we stop doing that in general? The daddy things like that.
We're not going to do that.
I don't know.
We're not going to do that.
I get uncomfortable with all that stuff.
We're not going to do that. Some of the other categories that I love, we'll continue with Draymond Green as you are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMG FM at HG1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Point to the paint was even yesterday, 50-50. Second chance points, the Kings won that by 7. Fast break points, Warriors were +2. And then you look at the offensive rebounding, Kings were +4 yesterday, but the threes were even. Field goal attempts, Kings were +12. They got 12 more shots up than the Golden State Warriors. Points off turnovers, the Warriors were -3. But the great equalizer, the free throw line. The Warriors were able to defend without fouling yesterday. And the turnovers are down, 12 turnovers. You take that all day long. You're talking about a team that averages over 16 turnovers a game and is the worst in the NBA.
Keep it real. After the Clay handoff turnover in the first quarter, like minutes into the game, everyone was like, what are we doing?
It was a little hairy.
Little
hairy to start 4 turnovers in the first quarter.
Woo! I'm sorry. It was frustrating. It was very frustrating. And I'm identifying the Clay one because it was just so bad.
Right. But +7 from the free throw line.
Yes.
And that made a huge difference.
I thought JP attacking the hoop kind of set the tone.
No, he did. Curry attacked the hoop.
Yes, Curry did.
Even Clay hit some layups yesterday. So
Draymond hit free throws too yesterday.
Draymond was 6 of 6.
I know.
6 of 6. You needed all 6. And
Wiggins' think about free throws are always.
Yeah.
I mean, what was he? 1 of 2?
No, he's 3 of 4.
3 of 4. Okay.
The Warriors overall was 22 and 24.
Oh, not bad.
22 and 24. Not bad. That's great.
Not bad.
That's great. 91.7% from the free throw line yesterday. So a +7 from the charity stripe. And look, they outscored the Kings 37-23 in the third quarter, which is the turning point for me because you go into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead, and you needed all 10 of those points because the Kings outscored the Warriors 33-24 in the fourth quarter. So that 1 point there, that 3 by Klay Thompson at the end of the third was huge because Sacramento, man, look, they deserve a lot of credit yesterday. The lights were not too bright for them in game number 4 on ABC.
No.
They came ready to roll.
Well, they could have easily gotten knocked out in this game multiple times, and the fact that they were resilient, they kept fighting back and fighting back and fighting back. Look, this team's a problem. There's no other way to put it. Like, the Kings aren't going down away, and to think that they're just going to roll over them in game 5 and like the margin of error for both teams is so razor thin. They're much closer than anyone wants to admit on either side. I can see either team winning this in 2 or winning this in 3.
Right.
I could go either way in all these games.
One thing to monitor once we get to game 5. This will be the last stretch where both teams get 2 days off. After game 5, there's a day off between games. Game 5 to game 6, you get the one Thursday off, and then boom, you got to play Friday night. If it goes 7, you get Saturday off, and then you get a game 7 on Sunday. Now, thankfully, the travel schedule is going to be cool, right? It's just a bus ride for both teams. You probably got the CHP escorts coming down I-80. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine in that sense, but you got to get on the bus. So, anyway, 888-957-9570. What's your big takeaways? Draymond Green comes off the bench. He plays a great game. But what about the timeout? What about the timeout late in the game? Here's what Curry had to say about that final timeout that the Warriors didn't have.
I knew we challenged, but I didn't realize when we lost the challenge that we didn't have any timeouts left. I know Coach mentioned he took the blame for it. As I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was the smartest play in the world. When I got the ball, turned around, saw a trap. There was no real outlets. Instead of turning it over, it's kind of the heady play, but it turned out not to be. I looked over at the bench and everybody was shaking their head. So it was an unfortunate situation in that respect, but good learning lesson. Thankfully, we came away with the win, but good learning lesson on how important all those details are. We know it, but knowing timeouts, knowing the situation, it was just an unfortunate sequence right there.
Unfortunate sequence.
Do you remember when, and it was different, it was a different scenario altogether, but do you remember when the Ty Lue situation happened? Or I think it was Ty Lue was coaching, and my guy, come on, the shooting guard for the Cavaliers, caught the rebound, and LeBron didn't know.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith, thank you. And even LeBron didn't call timeout. And then he got mad at him, and I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. And I remember doing that postgame show and saying, because they called a timeout in between the two free throws. And in those situations, you have staff members that are there. All their job is to, as you're walking off walking back onto the court, is to say, guys, here's the situation. We get a rebound, we're immediately calling timeout. We're going to do X, Y, and Z. On ball stoppage plays, there's somebody on the court has to tell everyone, hey guys, we don't have a timeout. If you're getting trapped, keep pivoting, we'll come to the ball or whatever it is.
Right.
And a team with as much experience as the Warriors have, you would believe that they would have hit those check marks.
Right.
And they didn't.
They didn't. It happens to the best of them.
It does.
The championship teams. And almost, look, could the Warriors come back from a 3-1 deficit against Sacramento? Sure, they can. It'll be extremely difficult, but they can. I wouldn't put anything past this bunch. I swear to God I wouldn't. But it would have been extremely difficult. And after that game,
crazy
to lose that game. Now, they did lose 2 home games against the Toronto Raptors, went back up there north of the border in Game 5 and sent them back to 6 here at Oracle Arena. They did that. I didn't think they could win Game 5, especially after Kawhi Leonard went crazy there to give the Raptors a 6-point lead. And then it was Steph, Clay, Steph, boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden, you're coming back for a Game 6. That play yesterday with Curry pulled it, and I was just like, oh, he's going to get trapped. First of all, he fell into the trap. All right, you got the time. Oh, wait, no, you don't got the timeout. Well, it all started with the Looney movie screen. And even then, in that fourth quarter.
I wouldn't have challenged that.
It wouldn't have challenged it at all, but it felt like the entire fourth quarter when the Warriors started with the 102-92 lead. King scored 4 straight right away. Yeah. Boom, boom, 102-96. And I'm like, damn, they missed their opportunity to put these jokers away. It felt like the Warriors were holding on for dear life in that fourth quarter.
Because
Sacramento blew 3 fast breaks in that fourth. Blew 3 of them. Now, Draymond Green made a great play on Domantas Sabonis, stripping him in the lane. But Domantas Sabonis, dumbass, putting his shoulder into Kevon Looney for the charge. I mean, he just made some boneheaded plays. Malik Monk smokes a layup there late. They had 3 transitional plays there in the fourth quarter that would have given them a lead. And so the Warriors were able to bounce back, hit some big shots. Curry's big 3 to make it 121-117.
Humongous.
Huge. The Warriors have felt like we're hanging on for dear life in that fourth. And to see that happen now, Steve Kerr said he's going to take the blame for Steph Curry's miscue.
We took the challenge, and when the challenge was unsuccessful as we were exiting the huddle, that's on me. I've got to remind the guys we're out of timeout. So I didn't say that, and so Steph wasn't aware. So that's on me for not making that clear. And then on that play, we had all 4 of the other guys running to the other end, and they hit Steph in the backcourt. We didn't have a trail man, so we got to handle the pressure better. Late game, take care of the ball. But the timeout is 100% on me.
And they were able to escape yesterday because Fox came in. You get the technical free throw. Malik Monk's a great free throw shooter. He nails it. Fox hits a step back 3 over Draymond Green. And all of a sudden, you got a 1-point game. Curry misses a floater in the lane. Sacramento has the ball with 10 seconds left. So here's Curry on the final defensive stop of the game.
I think it's just about being one step ahead. Based on where I was, they were going to try to bring me into the pick and roll. All you want to do is just try to keep a body in front of Fox. You know that down 1, they're in the bonus. You can't foul, and they're probably going to get a shot off. It's just you want to make it as tough as possible. So he came off, was able to kind of make him change directions. He bobbed the ball a little bit, and then I felt Draymond on my right side, and he was right there in the right position. And then right there is just a read of knowing he picked the ball up. Draymond's got him squared up. I'm not doing anything at that point, so go chase HB off the line. He got a clean look, but it was a late contest that I tried to get up there and bother it as much as possible, make or mislead, and you just want to just think as much as possible through that 10 seconds before the shot gets up because we just needed one stop.
Just needed one stop, and they got that stop. Barely.
I like the way that they were finally hedging on a lot of the screens and at least staying in front to allow that other defender who would get blocked off to come back into the play. Let's continue talking about it. I thought they threw the kitchen sink at De'Aaron, and the guy still gets points. I'm so impressed with him.
Special
he's
player.
unbelievable.
38 points, 9 rebounds.
Can't
5
have more
assists.
respect for him.
Look, we're exhausted, man. What a game. It was a 12:30 start. Felt like the game ended at 10:30. I mean, how long did it take you to recover from that basketball game? Were you there? Were you not there? 888-957-9570. I want to hear from Dub Nation. Also want to see Kings fans on the chat. The Chatty House ain't in the chat this morning. Kings fans are down and out. They know. It's Dubs and 6.
I'd like to talk about Sabonis, too.
It's Sabonis. Oh, Sabonis. Do we have to talk about Sabonis?
Yeah, about how
Do we
Kevon
have
Looney's
to?
got him locked up in
Oh,
Alcatraz.
Well, where's Matt George at? Let's get Matt George on the line. He said Looney was food.